Welcome back everyone. In the last video we worked on the dimension sketch that's hiding in there, and then the car body and the canister housing. Now if we quickly jump back to our sketch, so we've got our car body, we've got the canister housing. At this time we're going to work on the front of the canister housing, so that's this section through here, and we're going to work on the two axle holes. So in Onshape, what I want to do, I want to create what's called a loft. So I want to have this as a really nice smooth shape coming down quite a long way to the front of the car. I want this transition to be really nice and smooth. So what I've got to do is create what's called a plane. I want to create a new plane. I want it offset from the front, and we're actually going to bring this forward quite a fair way. Let's spin around to the side here. So I want this loft to start. Let's go 120. All right, around there. We're going to put a number in. Let's go 125. So 125 millimeters from the very back of the car. We're going to create this new work plane. Now, again, you'll understand why in a minute. I want to do a sketch, and I want to do it on that front work plane. And I'm not going to change the orientation this time around. I want to create a 3-point arc, and I'm actually going to do this inside the car body. And again, you'll understand why in a minute. If I zoom in, where do we want this? Oh, there, that'll do. So radius 2.89. Let's round this up to 4 millimeters. Looks pretty good. I need to draw a line connecting the two ends of the radius, and I'm going to do that 8. I'm going to make this just a really nice semicircle. Finish the sketch. Okay, so to do a loft, it's this feature here. I need to select the front profile. So I'm going to select the sketch. I'm going to select the front of that. And you can see here, it automatically, it tries to match that shape down to this. And we can change how this works by the different, what we call the conditions. So what this does, if I go to my side view, where it comes off this, it's very direct and linear, I suppose. If I select the end profile condition, so we're talking about where the loft meets from up here onto the canister housing. If I change this to normal to profile, you can see now it's got this, comes off at a 90 degree and then sweeps down. I can also do that on the front one, and you'll notice it changes how this sweeps up there. And I'm going to leave that for now, and I'm going to show you how I can come back and change some things to affect how my car looks. So if I double click on this front plane, I'm going to change that to, let's go 150 millimeters. I'm going to drag that a long way forward. And what Onshape does is it automatically recalculates all my loft. Okay, yes, it's pointing up or sticking up through the car body, but I can come back to my sketch 3. And if I look at my front view, let's give it a dimension from my center of origin up to the center of this loft. 17, let's change that to 10. So it's going to pull the whole lot down. And now Onshape's going to recalculate that loft. And even though you won't be able to tell, although if I hide the car body, see, it's all part of one now, unfortunately. If I How else can I show this? Well, let's just change this work plane now. Let's make that one, was it 150? Let's go 130. Hit OK. And you can see the loft pulls back a little bit. I'm going to, sorry, get out of that. I'm going to take this work plane. I'm going to put it back to 150. In fact, let's go 160. Let's go a long way forward. Hit OK. And then coming back to this sketch 3, if I zoom in, it's, let's change that to, let's go 13. See if that, no, see that sits up now. There's the front edge of my car with that line slightly darker. So let's make that 12. How does that work? Okay, it's just below the front edge of the car. Cool. And now my loft comes down. It's a nice smooth curve. Again, we can play with all these different things. If I change this, start profile back to none. Oh, look at this. Now we've got this really nice sweeping long loft coming up almost the entire width of the car. And I don't mind the look of that, so I might leave that for now. Okay, so we have our front work plane. I'm going to change the name of this again just to help. I'm going to call this Canister. Yep. Canister Canister loft plane. Just so again. And I'm going to rename this one Canister housing loft. Trying to keep some order within my parts on the side. All right, what was next? Axle holes. I'm going to spin you around to the back of my car this time. I want to put a couple of holes in. So I'm going to use the hole function. I want to go through, simple hole through everything, 6 millimeters. And I'm just going to, I can click on that sketch now. And you'll notice that Onshape's going to automatically punch 2 holes in, spin back around, and there's my axle holes. Done. Very quick, very easy to do. And all because of this dimension sketch that we set up right at the very beginning. Okay, I want to hide that loft plane. Don't like the look of it. And before I do anything else, I'm actually going to enable my dimension sketch. I want to, looking back at my sketch, and I'll just quickly flick back there. I decided I want to try and do this little bit of a round off the front of the nose, coming back almost to where the axle holes are. So I might do that before we finish up. Jumping back into Onshape. This time, I think the best way to do this is actually on the bottom, sketching on the bottom, and I'm going to extrude up. So if I create a sketch on the bottom surface of the car, okay, that didn't work too well. I want the bottom, and I'm going to, this is going to be a pain in the backside. All right, let's just do it this way. I want this to come back. In fact, I'm going to use that intersection here of the wheel and that work plane. To do that, I need to use what's called the Use Project or Convert button. I want to take the sketch of the wheel, which is on a different plane to the one I'm working on, and I'm going to select that. And you'll notice I've got this line here now, and I also, actually no, that'll work. So now, if I was to look, yeah, that's better. That darker line from there to there is where the wheel's going to sit. And this is the outside edge here. So I'm going to draw, I'll do a spline this time, something different. I'm going to come in about there, select here, and I'm going to come back just behind where the front of the Oops. 1, 2, 3. Enter. Sorry. Okay, that's why I don't like using splines. 1. Escape, not enter. My fault. Sorry. What else we want to do? I want to make this line tangent to that one, and I want to make a tangent to that. Now, sort of looking at it goes, it looks a bit funny, so I'm just going to hit escape. I can grab some of these points here and start changing the shape of this loft just to try and smooth out the curve a little bit, I suppose. This comes through there. Yeah, okay, it looks good. Line. And all I'm doing now is just filling in this shape. And that's going to enable me to extrude that out. So I'm going to finish my sketch. Come back to my isometric view. Extrude. Select that little corner, except this time I want to remove. So remove all. Hit enter. And if I come back, spin around, I've just lopped off the front corner of the car. Again, it's more of a looks thing. I just think it looks a bit nicer than having a square front end. So, got my canister loft done, my axle holes done, and I've done this little sweep on the front of the car. It's enough for this time. See you in the next video. We're going to look at wings and side and rear pods, and we're getting very close to being done. See you soon.